What's up, Kevin and other viewers? So this is the disclaimer. This is going to be a review of all the Toy Fair items that I found. If you want to see actual footage of me at the Toy Fair, then you'll have to go to part 3 of this episode. So part 1 is going to be the items. Part 2 is going to be checking out those toys. And then part 3 is going to be actually at the Toy Fair. So if you don't want any spoilers, start here. If you want to see kind of my journey through the Toy Fair, which will have some spoilers, go ahead and go to part 3 right now. Hello, welcome to Search for Mighty Max. My name's Gary, and this is a show where me and my brother, we search for, find, and talk about toys. So I'm really excited about today's episode. I finally get to show all the stuff that I found at the Toy Fair that was in California, San Jose, California to be specific, usually around April. And we're still currently in April. So before I actually showed you the stuff that I found, I printed out the advice that my brother Kevin gave me before going to the Toy Fair, because he has a little bit more experience going and shopping with vendors and stuff like that. So I wrote down 9 different items that he told me. I'm going to go through those real quick. So the first thing is, the biggest thing is deciding if it's someone that you want to have your money. So avoid the shops, scalpers, that type of stuff. It's all about the vibe, right? We're part of this community. There's other people that are looking for things. And then they have other things that they don't want to hang on to, and they're just releasing it back into the wild, right? Next thing is, you don't want to show too much enthusiasm because it takes away from your bargaining. More of a, I want it, but maybe not for that much. And it never hurts to ask if they'll take a certain amount of money for something. Sometimes, number 3, so sometimes walking away and reserving your money for a better deal or the best deal, it's hard, but sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes it's just not a good deal, and you just have to walk away. So this is actually step 4, so it's just important to have fun with the whole experience with other collectors. Number 5, never any rush to finish the deal. Number 6, and this is actually my rule that I was telling my brother about, is sticking to my list. So I have a list of stuff that I'm looking for, and I think it's really important to just kind of stick to my list, because if I have something on my list, I've done my homework and I know which things are valuable, which things are more like common. So just going through that, kind of doing that homework is what I call it, just kind of gives me the upper hand, because then I know different things, and then I have a list that I'm sticking to. I can always come back with a counter offer later for something. Unless it's a hot item, grab that shit. So like I said, knowing my list and knowing what's going to be kind of more rare on my list. If I'm seeing something, I'm like, that's on my list and it's rare, oh, I'm picking that up like right now. Wait, if it's on my list and it's rare and it's a good deal, there we go. It's got to be all 3 of those things. Number 7, my brother was saying, get there first, move quick. Sometimes it's really easy to get stuck at like the first person or one person that you're chatting up. But at a toy fair or any place where there's a lot of different vendors and people that you can talk to, and little places that you can shop, you want to get around, get a sense of the place and everything that's there. And that helps with number 6, because then you're finding if there's any rare gems there. Number 8, just kind of a reminder that eBay sucks. You can pay 20 to 40% less, maybe even more, and then there's no fees and there's no tax. So it's just like it just works out better for everybody, right? Because then you don't have these companies like eBay or whoever, these middlemen. You're just chopping them out. You don't need them. Then number 9, for pieces of advice, bring snacks and water. It's like a day of work. And honestly, it did kind of feel like that. I actually went to a 2-day toy fair. So I had the first day, and then went back for another day. And it was pretty exhausting. So that's my advice that I try to summarize for you for my brother. 9 different pieces of advice there. And then I have my list of stuff. I actually typed it up of the stuff that I got and the prices I paid, so I can mention that while I'm showing you. So awesome. Let's get into it. I'm so pumped for this episode. So I want to start off and end off with I want to start with and end off with the banger. So the first thing that I saw, I'm going to go back and forth here a couple times because I got a few bags and a few little miscellaneous things. So boom, this is the first thing that I found as I was crawling around the outside. I went to the toy fair and I saw the center aisle and I said, nah, I'm going around like a grocery store. So coming back around on the other side is when I saw somebody with some Spider-Man stuff. And this was the first thing that I saw. Super big figure. I wonder if it's kind of like the same sculpt of some of the other like Venom stuff. But this is from the series that's called Arachnophobia. There's only 3 figures for it. There's this one, which is Vampire, and then there's another one called Man Lizard, and then another one that's called Spider Goblin. See if I can put that into frame here. So yeah, that one's called Vampire, part of Arachnophobia. And what I want to do is eventually I want to take it out so I can see the flapping action or whatever it is. It has like some mechanism where you twist something and then it makes it flap its wings. But listen to this crazy story here. So this is the origin of this figure, or this character. The origin of this character. Recovering from a battle with the living vampire Morbius, Venom finds that he is transformed into a vampire himself. Unlike any other vampire in the past, the Venom vampire is different because of the symbiotic relationship between Eddie Brock and the alien creature that endows him with incredible powers. With heightened senses and increased powers, Venom is more powerful than ever. So pretty much this is Morbius and Venom combined. Freaking weird, right? So Vampire. Let's see, on the table in front of me that was with this same vendor. So I got a couple things from this guy just once off. I was like, hey, I'm just going to buy all this stuff right now. I want that, and that. So that was the first thing I saw. Was actually on a shelf, pretty much at eye level. And I was like, what is that? How much is it going to be charging for that? Which I'll tell you in a minute. So this is New Spider-Man. I still kind of feel conflicted about the cards. But with this one, because that's the figure, right? And that's the cardboard shows the same character. And I was like, oh, that kind of matches. That's cool. So this is Ben Reilly. You know, the clone Spider-Man. So this is in his actual Spider-Man gear after he's Scarlet Spider. And I thought that was super cool and really good condition. The guy kept really good condition of all his stuff, actually. So this looked really good. This looked good, so I grabbed both of those. Oh, should I do it over here for a second? The other thing I saw was a good old-fashioned web splashers. One of my favorite stupid-ass series of the Spider-Man. So he had this behind him, and I peeked, and I was like, hey, I see that. I know that plastic, circular, whatever Spider-Man face. I was like, what you got back there? So it's a Black Sea Venom, and he's supposed to have, this is supposed to be like a manta ray, so it inflates, and then it has like manta ray wings. I don't know, I want to open it, but I don't. But yeah, I just left it in the package, it looks good. So that was cool, that was a good find. I was like, web splashes in the box? That's awesome. So I found these 3. That one was on a shelf, that was on the table in front, and then that one was like behind him. Let's see if I can grab this other thing here. It's kind of hard to hold. Alright, I got him. So check this out. I've been wanting to get like the McDonald's figures, but I didn't want to get one by one. I just kind of wanted to get them all at once. And this guy literally had all of them. So let's see if I can go through each one of these. This one I totally remember. And this one too. I definitely had these. I had Dr. Octopus and Peter Parker. So he's like a Peter Parker spider sense. He has like half of his face is Spider-Man, and then you can flip it, and then it's just only Peter Parker. And then the Dr. Octopus, didn't even know it came with like a plastic thing in there, but yeah, I got both of those. So Dr. Octopus, Peter Parker, I got Mary Jane here. So Mary Jane comes with like some accessories. It's like some clothing or something. So that's random, but cool, I guess. Let's see. So I got 2 Spider-Man. And I was like, wait, what's the difference? They are literally the same. So on the back, one is the figure and then one is the under 3 toy. So if you remember with like the Power Ranger stuff, I got the under 3 flute whatever thing. So this one was like literally the same figure. I guess the actual figure that they gave out was okay for under 3s. So they just made it the under 3 toy. So they're the same, but they're different. And then here's the 4 vehicles. Here's Hobgoblin with some wings that go up and down. Here's a Scorpion. I think the tail goes up and down. Venom. It's got the mouth in front that opens. What does Spider-Man do? Oh, Spider-Man's got the little legs that move back and forth. Yeah, so that was all the McDonald's stuff. All together, I just kind of grabbed it all. I didn't realize it was going to be all of them. But yeah, that's all the ones that were released from the McDonald's stuff. So that was pretty sweet. So yeah, guess how much I paid for all this. This was all in one swoop. I paid $30. $30 for all of this. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Let me check my notes. Yes, that is correct. $30. I grabbed these 3 first, and then I grabbed these, and he was like, oh yeah, you can take those for free, whatever, just add them in. And I was like, are you serious right now? I was like, heck yeah, that's something I've been looking for. So I went back to him a couple times to see what else he had, and I found some stuff the second day, which is the last thing that I'll show. We got Vampire, Black Suit Venom, New Spider-Man, and then all this McDonald's stuff, which was awesome. How do I do this? Dr. Octopus always in the way. Alright, that'll have to do for now. Okay, so I went around, and then on the back end, coming back, that's when I found the Spider-Man guy, is what I call him, the Spider-Man animated series guy, the Spider-Man guy, because he had all this different stuff. And then I kind of took a mental note of other spots I wanted to go back to, and then I started kind of going and weaving in between all the other tables, and there was like so many tables there. Like, dude, there's so much stuff to like look at, and I wasn't even looking at the stuff like underneath like the tables and like the boxes that you can go through. I wasn't even doing that because they had all these tables. There's everything laid out. Once I made that stop, I was kind of carrying around in a bag for a while, and then I was getting annoyed and I needed to take a break, so we took it back to the car. And then I came back and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I got an empty bag. Let's see what I can load up. So I found a small table in the center. It was on the right hand side, and I found a couple things. So I already have this figure, but it was laid out on a table already open for $5. So I thought, okay, that's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna grab that. So this is Purgatory, if you remember from the Skybolt toys and all that other crazy stuff. But check out this. So I kind of knew, but I didn't remember because I saw something and I was like, wait, that's not, is that part of the series? What is that? So they did another series with these toys called Dark Alliance. And then these ones are called anti-paints. So they're not painted figures. And then they're limited and they're exclusives, whatever. And the guy picked that up and he was like, have you ever seen this? And I was like, wait, what? Where did that come from? And he wanted, how much did he want for it? $10. So $5 for that, $10 for this. I thought since it's an exclusive and it looks crazy, I was like, maybe that's a good deal. I don't know. But I got it. And you can see like this one has plastic wings. And And this one has like rubbery wings. So I don't know if the actual figure that's Dark Alliance is like this, but this one feels like it's way more detailed, and the wings are like rubbery instead of plastic. I need to get someone to like paint it, because I can't do that kind of shit. I have no idea. But yeah, really good sculpt, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I went ahead and picked it up. Let's see, should I leave the figure out? Or should I put it back in the box? Since I have more stuff going to be on the table, I'm going to pack it up. Pack it up, pack it up. Please don't break. Dark Alliance and Purgatory. I found a couple more Spider-Man figures. This dude was selling a couple on a table, and I was totally ready to grab them. So I got a Tarantula and a Hydro Man. These were $3 a piece, and I think I mentioned in another video, I was like, I want to get the Tarantula guy. So that's him, that's Tarantula. He's like a ninja Princess Bride looking motherfucker. I was like, what? That's tight. And then Hydro Man, he's kind of a dumbass character, but for $3, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick him up. And he has some other accessories that weren't there, but I didn't really care. I definitely am a fan of just loose figures. All that additional plastic sometimes it's cool. Other times it's just extra plastic just for extra plastic. I'm like, who cares? You know, it doesn't add anything. But this one, I'm actually really excited to open. So here's Captain America from the Electro Spark set. There was actually a couple other ones from this same set. The Electro Spark, I had them in my hand, and I was hesitant, and I was like, do I want this? I don't know. It's not really, like, it's on the list, but I don't know if I personally want this. And I set it down, and somebody scooped it up. So now I'm like, should I have got that? I don't know. It was cheap, but it was like lame, you know? But in the Electro Spark set is Captain America, and I wanted to get Captain America. So there was another table, it was on this side of the toy fair, and there was all these packs just stacked up, bunch of X-Men, bunch of this. I didn't see too many Spider-Man, but I was really hoping that I would find one that I wanted. And lo and behold, Captain America popped up. So I'm definitely going to be opening this. There's like some kind of plane or something. Wait, what is it? Let me read it. Okay, pullback tag on side of shield for sparking action. So let's do that first. So it just like lights up. So they all kind of have that. The Electro Spark ones all have like this pull cord, and then it lights up, which is cool, I guess. And then this one comes with a wings flip down, transforming hoverjet into a laboratory table. Figure can ride hoverjet as a backpack. Stand figure on jet and flip up handle to transform jet into a hovercraft. So that's what I was excited about. I was like, he comes with like a big old accessory, and it looks like a jet or something, and a shield, and he just looks cool. Game over. I was like, yeah, I want that. So I'll definitely be opening that guy later. I just like put him here. See if that balances. Play the don't bump the table game. That was $10. $10 for that, which I think was pretty standard. It was like $10 for a carded figure, which was like, wow, that was new to me, you know. All right, so in the back left of the toy fair, somebody had, so it was so interesting, right? Like the way that people chose to display their stuff or like bring it out. So this guy in the corner, the back left corner had like these big old shelves with all kinds of stuff on them. And then on the front, he had like some boxes with a bunch of carded figures. So I was flipping through them, and I found some more Skybolt stuff. And I was like, yeah, Skybolt toys, awesome. I was really surprised to see like any of these there. And I found Purgatory and that weird anti-paints one. And then I was also, I was really hoping to find some Spider-Man stuff, but I was pleasantly surprised to actually find some. So the Skybolt toys, these were 2 for $20, so it was, once again, it was $10 for each one. So I have a Nera X, but it's like Manga Nera X. So this is the normal Nera X. It's got the figure with her red, and that's what the card shows too. This one, Cinder. I thought the card was really cool. This smoking redhead with these cool flamey hands or whatever. This was actually one of the first ones that I saw from Skybolt Toys, but I never picked it up. So I found it there and I picked it up. Nera X and Cinder. Okay, also on day 2, found another one. This one. Okay, this one is a More Action Collectibles. So this is from our boy Claiborne Moore. So this is Dark Child, but this one is a Toy Fair exclusive. This is something that I also want to open up. Probably won't open up these. I'm considering opening up these, like maybe cutting open a slit there so I can get them out, but maybe not. New Spider-Man's going to stay in the box. Deep Sea Venom will probably stay in the box. That Vampire I'm going to take out of the box so I want to check it out. And then Captain America's definitely coming out of the box. This one's in a nice box that I can just open and put the figure back in. So this one's going to be open for sure. And it comes with like some kind of light up base. So I'm excited to see how that works. And then the figure also comes with some wings. You can kind of see that here on the back for the drawing on the back. So she's got some wings. So I guess there's like some wings in there too that I can add to the figure. Oh, I forgot that I was reading these before. I already read Nera X though. This is like the time traveler kind of lady. Nera is the last line of defense against Kane, who feeds on the fabric of time itself. So sci-fi. Alright, what about Cinder? Who is Cinder? Cindy Montgomery has the mutant ability to control fire and cause things and or people to spontaneously combust. Raised in an oppressive, abusive home, Cindy's mutant ability manifested itself as a third-party psionic entity and later molded with Cindy's personality. Wow. After running away from home, Cindy vowed to use her gift to protect the innocent and wipe out scum. First appearance, Cinder number 1. And then what about Dark Child? 18-year-old Ariel Child is a good-hearted southern teen with a mysterious, haunted, and lonely past. A past that somehow enables her. Sorry, this like text is weird to read. I'm like, what? It's all like kind of blurry and weird looking. To become and make... Wait, what did I just say? A past that somehow enables her to become and make real any of the bloodthirsty creatures from her many reoccurring nightmares. Young Ariel's ultimate wish is to be free of this curse which threatened to destroy forever all that she holds dear. Wow. But yeah, really cool looking figure. Dark Child. Alright, what else I got? Okay, I think that was everything that I grabbed for day 1. Does that sound right? Pretty sure that's everything I got for day 1. I didn't want to go crazy, so I just got that stuff and I felt pretty satisfied and I was like, okay, we can just walk away and I'm good. But let's see what else I can find the next day. bag within a bag. Alright, so I'm sure by the sound of it you can guess what this is. So when I first walked into the toy fair, I saw Skull Mountain off to the side, and I was like, okay, there's some Mighty Max stuff here somewhere. And I think I saw 2 other Skull Mountains, so there was 3 Skull Mountains in total. The first one, I think that's all they had, was just a Skull Mountain sitting out. The other one that I saw, I asked her, and she didn't have anything else. And then I saw another dude that was in the center, and I was like, hey, I see that you have Skull Mountain. Do you happen to have any other Mighty Max stuff? And he had a box of some kind of, just the cases. And he'd said the previous day somebody else like bought him out of all the figures. And I was like, damn it. I was like, now I know. Look for the beacon of the Skull Mountain. And then ask them if they have any more Mighty Max stuff. So I did find all of this. It was kind of random. I kind of was trying to use my knowledge to just figure out what I wanted to get. And I was trying to think, like, I have figures at home. If I can get some sets, some cases that maybe I have some figures for and I can just stick them in there, maybe that would be good. So anyway, this is what I found. So right off the bat, I found some Body Wars. Got the brain and the eye. And they don't come with any figures or anything, but they're pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So yeah, now I have 2 extra ones. I'm like, what should I do with these? Oh yeah, and you mentioned last time, I did want to point this out. I don't have a figure on me right now. But yeah, once you put the figure in there, it totally goes out like the eye hole or like the brain hole. So that little figure, there's like the shooter area where the thing gets shot out, and then in the other area, you have the character which like looks out, right? So yeah, you did say that last time, and you were totally right about that. I got the dragon, because I have the wizard, and this is like just one of the first ones that came out, so it looked cool, and I was like, okay, I know that's kind of dumb, but I'm gonna grab it. This dude, super creepy mummy, what is this, zombie face? Zomboid. I have some of these little figures, so I'm gonna stick them in there. Same with the Lava Lord. This one was just weird. I forget the name of it. It's not too common, so I grabbed that. This is like the super bad guy for Norman. So I grabbed that. It's got like an axe in it, which is cool. Oh, the guy was funny. He was like, just shake it to see if there's any figures in it. And I was like, okay, some of them, it's right there. I don't need to shake it. I already know, because I'm a Mighty Max expert. So this one comes with that in it. So I grabbed that one. This one I always liked, and I knew it had the eye in it. So I grabbed that because it's right there. This one, I was like, I hope I have a figure for this, but I don't really know for sure. But I have some kind of Gravedigger or something. So I thought I went with that, so I grabbed it. And then I grabbed these 3 little ones. This one was just creepy looking. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So I grabbed that. I don't remember the name of it. But these 2 are like those super rare ones, right? So I said, I will definitely be grabbing those ones. Dr. whatever, Dr. Brain. And this one's supposed to be that dragon thing. This is actually the one that I dropped, and I broke the piece on the front of it. You can see that piece right there? Yeah, I broke that off. So now I got a brand new one. So now I got to be careful not to break this one, because that would be very frustrating. So yeah, I was really excited to find at least some Mighty Max. So I wanted to walk away with some Mighty Max, and I did. So I had to make a stop at the Spider-Man table. The first thing that I did on the second day is I went straight to that Spider-Man guy, and I was like, what you got today? You got anything new? And he did. So this is what I found. Oh, let me do this a little bit different order than I was thinking. Hold on. A little bit more build up. So I did find one more action collectibles, with the crazy demon stuff, which is the same series as the Purgatory one. So this is supposed to be Lady Demon, which is so weird. Like the character, this particular character is very weird because there's Lady Demon. Wait, there's Lady Death. Lady Death is like the main character, and that's the one here in white. You can see the other characters on the back of the card here. So Lady Death is like the main character of this. So Lady Demon was born when evil seized control of Lady Death. Lady Demon pledged her help to the ruler of the underworld, but traces of the goodness inside her kept Lady Demon from binding herself to evil, and she turned on the ruler of the underworld to regain her freedom. So I don't know the comic book or what story was going on here, but Lady Death becomes Lady Demon, and honestly, Lady Demon looks way cooler. Lady Death is all like pale and dead or whatever, but yeah, the demon is like super cool. So yeah, added that to the rest of the card stuff with all those rando comics. And that was a good find at the very end. Oh, and I forgot to say how much I spent on this. So this was $50 altogether. With these running like $50 a piece, I was like, well, there's my money back already. And I have 2 of them, so that's like 50, 100. These would go for like 20. I was like, okay, I already feel pretty good about this purchase. I didn't even like haggle with the guy. I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. All right, here you go. And then this, I think they were trying to sell it for 15, but I got them down to 12. I mean, a couple bucks, but I mean, not bad, right? Because I wanted it, and I knew it, and I think he knew it, and I was like, all right, whatever, here's some money. Just take my money, and it's in good shape. And yeah, it was definitely one that I wanted. Let's see. Oh, this one I forgot to say how much I spent too. This was $10. $10 in the box. I was like, what? That's a Toy Fair exclusive. You're only selling it for 10? Guess I'm picking that up. And that was something that I was looking for online too, and I was like, man, 30, 40? Nah, I don't want to pay that much. So it's perfect to find one for $10. I was like, yeah, I'm totally willing to pay that. All right, so I only got 2 more things left here. And this was the Spider-Man table stuff. So here we go. So the first thing I found, the very, very end, he had this out on the table. It's called Spider-Man Classics. And it just looked super cool. And the dude only asked for $10 for this? Are you fucking kidding me? So it literally has Spider-Man 252 in the back. Which is not the first appearance of the black suit, but like the second when he comes back from the Secret Wars. And I was like, what? That's freaking awesome. And then it's the comic that looks like Amazing Fantasy 15, right? So it's a homage to the comic. And I was like, what? Yeah, oh my god, even just the comic itself is awesome. And then the figure looks great, and then it comes with this piece on it. And then the way that it was packaged, like this plastic is crazy. This whole thing is like perfectly preserved in here. I've never seen packaging like this. He had the other one. He had that first one right there. But he had it down for like 40, I think $40. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna pay that. But 10, maybe even 20, right? But 10, I was like, oh, for sure I'm grabbing that. All right, so the last thing that I purchased was so awesome. I was like, I saw it. It was the same Spider-Man guy. I saw it on the shelf behind him, and I said, "Hey, what's that over there? Can I check it? Can I check it out?" So without further ado, this is what I bought from that guy. And I'm still like, I can't believe that he had this thing and he was willing to let it go for like $20. Because I bought both of these for 30. So I'm like, well, 10 and like 20, right? I could not believe this dude was letting this go for so cheap. And it's in such good shape. It has all these different figures in it. So this is like my first multi-pack. I was like, man, if I could find a Spider-Man multi-pack, that would be dope. And I saw one that was like Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage, but you know how I feel about Carnage. That dude's lame. So I was like, nah, I don't want that. And I already have those figures. So I was like, what's even the point? But this one, I'm like, okay, so that's got a six-arm Spider-Man, but it's got like rip sleeves. It's got a J. Jonah Jameson, which has like these cool fabric clothing. That's a variant Punisher with like a green instead of black, and he has a coat. And then it comes with a Spider-Man. It comes with a creepy-ass man spider with a slightly different coloring, I think, than the normal one. There's slightly different coloring here with Morbius too, I think, with his hair or somewhere. I don't think it's his shirt. It's somewhere. And then the Kraven also has a variant. You can't really see it, but his pants are not black. They're leopard print. And then that lizard, man, dude, I always love the lizard. So it comes with the lizard in there as well, and he's got a fabric coat. I was like, what? That's freaking awesome. And then check out all this artwork on the back. It's got a little blurb for each one of them. I was like, what? This is super cool. So yeah, the Spider-Man animated series multi-packs are really hard to come by and super expensive. So even just to see a couple of them was cool, but to be able to like purchase one was like next level. So yeah, I spent, I had a budget of like 200, and I was like, I just don't want to spend over 200. And I think in total I spent 180, or something like that. Around that mark. So I was like, all right, it's under 200, and I got all this different stuff. So yeah, would I go again? For sure. Toy Fair is definitely the way to go. I mean, look at all this shit I found. And it's like super awesome stuff, and it's stuff that I was looking for, and it's stuff that's on my list, and I got to talk to all these different people. And all the people I went with me, all the people that went with me were super supportive and looking for stuff, helping me carry bags, and yeah, it was just super fun. What an awesome experience. And now I have all this stuff, and now I got to figure out where I need to store it or display it or what I'm going to do with it. Great experience. Really had a great time. Would definitely go back again. Try to save up my money for the next Toy Fair, so that way I can get some more cool stuff. That's the end of this video. Captain America, don't fall. What's my phrase? My phrase is, webs out. Peace out.